Good evening and welcome to Gaming with Scott presents Behind the Masks, a Southgate media production. In this series, our heroes remove their masks so that you, the listener, can learn more about the player behind the character. We discuss topics of interest and encourage our players to go off the rails and down the rabbit hole. We hope this helps our audience get to know us better. Discussions and insights begin just after this music. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Behind the Masks. I'm here with Kat.
Hiya.
Cindy.
Hello.
Josh.
What's up?
I'm Scott T, and I'm going to kick it over to our storyteller, Somerville. What are we talking about tonight?
Well, before we kick off, I have to start off with a lavish apology.
What?
A lavish apology to Mr. James Spader. Because I realized that as our team is probably going to meet up with Daniel Jackson tonight,
Yay.
there's absolutely no way to really adequately capture that actor.
You mean you didn't just download every clip that he's had on the blacklist, splice his voice together, and you're going to play that to us in our ears so that we have that to...
While I'm using that's a bit of overkill.
Oh, okay. I would have done that.
I finally opted for the Kevin Costner version of Robin Hood where he realized, hey, I cannot do this accent, so I'm not going to try.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
And that's
There's
a fair
there's
choice.
an honesty there.
Yeah,
There
is an honesty there. I can't do this, so I'm going to play it as well as I can play it, but I'm not going to try and fake the accent badly. I have an English woman upstairs. She'll tell you all about people who try and fake the accent badly.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, very much so. So
Wait,
are you...
guarantee your English audience goes...
Is there going to be a Morgan Freeman to your... Whatever that guy that was that ruined Robin Hood? I can't remember. Kevin Costner?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't
Just
start
checking.
good.
Well, you went. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, but Mr. Spader, if you're listening, I humbly apologize. Love your work. Just really can't capture your essence. So, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yay.
Okay, welcome to Behind the Masks. Once again, I'm going to take us back to an event last game. This time talking about communication, which is proving to be a bit difficult for our players in more ways than one. Before I open the floor for discussion, I want to give the problem a bit of context. I've always been a firm believer that you cannot meaningfully discuss something until you agree on the terms and the facts. And while that's obvious in the larger sense, it still tends to elude us on a day-to-day basis when we're dealing with ideas that are familiar to us, only to run into a situation where we meet someone, say like a priest on Abydos, that doesn't share those same concepts.
Logan's Run.
Still haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
You're going to burn.
Someday. Yay!
Crossing a cultural linguistic barrier is hard with an abstract concept, and an imprecise language can cause situations from the humorous to the insulting, such as, hey, calling out those priest names,
Hey, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy right there, second row. Him.
Good case in point is going on over in Hong Kong with the slogan for the new iPhone 7. Translated from Cantonese, Apple's slogan for the new device is literally proudly proclaims, "This is penis."
It's Asian. Short ride.
If you can't define the basic terms in a language, then you can't really discuss complicated problems and abstract ideas. But as Kat continues to grow in her mastery of Egyptian, and Cindy is producing a basic dictionary with the locals, Josh is learning to talk with his new wife, real communication is starting to come into the game. So, with that, let's open the floor.
Goes wrong.
So are we talking communication
Yes.
and violence, or just communication tonight?
Well, let's just stick to communication. Violence will happen without it.
Well, it will, won't it? There we go,
What?
big guy. No.
Why are you looking at me?
Who's the only one that's drawn a gun in this game so far?
So?
You.
I mean, I guess.
Anyway,
I thought you had.
so communicate. No, I don't do that. See, it's all about communication. Again, if you can control the message, then it doesn't matter whether you did or you didn't.
If you control the heartbeat, you control everything else.
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
love that debrief.
So we need to get over the communicative hump, which you did
My humps.
in front
I
and
love
behind.
My hump.
The communicative hump.
Hey,
You're married now.
you have to specify.
Yeah.
You are so very, very married.
So you speak the international, nay, dare, what is it, pan-galactic? Is that the pan-galactic language of love?
That's a drink.
That's the Gargle
Pan-galactic
Blaster.
Gargle
Yeah.
Blaster, yes.
Right, no,
Pretty
but
sure there was one of those involved, too.
But well, probably.
Exactly.
What, did you get her drunk first?
Are you kidding me? I had to take a whole bunch of analgesics just to go through that experience. Made 3 ride checks, succeeded on all. Yes.
I forgot he did, didn't he?
I did. I asked for it. You actually wouldn't give it to me. Or I'm sorry. Bullshit.
It's not me. It's
Oh.
him. It's him.
Mm-hmm.
I like Somerville.
So,
Not you.
so are you telling me,
Twice.
Mr. Storyteller, that as I discussed in the very beginning with Kat, that the Americanized translation of slower and louder
Isn't well received.
doesn't work? You just don't repeat it and shout it at them really slow in an insulting kind of tone?
More or less.
More or less. Because I'm just, where is the bathroom?
Yeah. Yeah. Not going to help.
Crystal
Bless 'em,
clear.
man. Yeah. While doing the pee-pee dance. They would get that, though. I bet they would.
Interpretive dance.
Yeah. Communication through interpretive dance. Nice.
I figured out how to let them know that our God's better than theirs.
Tell me.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. So can you tell me so I can use it on Facebook?
No, not right now.
Okay. Because that's a story that people here need to have, is
Yeah.
like how to convincingly put an end to the argument of my God is better than yours. If you can do that from a communication standpoint, you are a communication goddess, which is a brilliant thing. She's not going to share it. Yep. Right there.
So,
No
having any
spoilers.
problems with communication, Scott?
You think?
Well, yeah, I know.
Right?
Let's let's refresh it for our studio audience.
Well, we went through the whole, hey, don't stoop her and marry her. We had that.
I wasn't trying to do the
That was
latter.
yesterday's news.
Right.
Let's talk about what's happening now.
Well, no, because we're still going to talk about yesterday's news a little bit because I couldn't
How
communicate.
about you and your guides?
So I couldn't
Those
communicate.
PG.
You know, I'm going to point these out to you when this happens. This is going to be a thing. No, I had a hard time with a certain debriefing with a certain General Hammond that was just, and then I
Could
ran
it
out of
be
the room.
because you had an unwelcome message that you didn't want to deliver.
Well, that was part of it too. But again, those are our communication
Yes.
hurdles that we're having the
I
problem.
guess.
Yeah. Now, when we get into more current
He's saying
events,
it's all your fault
When you
because
get
you're
it-
the linguist.
well, and what I should have done was brought Kat back with me and had her translate for the general, and then I wouldn't have been in trouble. Messenger, haha. No, so let's go to current events.
Yeah, but who
and-
found Daniel Jackson?
Very good. No, that's
Very good.
fantastic. That's I could never have done that on my own, and that's kind of the thing. No, the guides. I can't take it out on them because I couldn't pick them out of a lineup. But I'll guarantee you, the priest who was supposed to hand me the note, Sheffrin, yeah, he's taking one in the face, or at least one in the ass, one or the other.
Maybe both, depending on the order.
Depends on how things go down. So yeah, communication has been a thing, and it's still. It's interesting. I can recognize why Cheffrin didn't give me the note because fully from a society where communication has been outlawed, where writing specifically is punishable by death, then the idea of the new foreigners that show up and hand you a handwritten note, they go, hey, give this to the guy you don't like. Like he touches it, waits for you to walk out of the line of sight, drops it into the fire and goes, I didn't touch it.
Never saw it.
It didn't happen, right? And so I can see that as a thing as well. That's communication right there. And the idea of knowing or not knowing is what, the more you know, as it were.
Yeah, but you got to wonder, what type of harm that did to his friendship there.
What do you mean?
Because it's his friend that asked him to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did that cost?
Right.
Well, Cindy, you've been having an easy time with communication. Well, you have not been
Easier.
communicating per se, but you have been building a dictionary very methodically.
That's actually really smart.
Trying.
Yeah,
It is.
So,
It's really
why she
smart.
has a
how's
doctorate.
that going for you?
This character.
I think it helps because it gives you a context to share and to communicate with. If you have a word that both people recognize and know the meaning of, then that's where communication starts.
Very much so.
Very much so. And yes, it's let you build a bond of sorts with Talaray, the matron of the infirmary.
Yep.
So,
Well, and it was when you speak of communication and you're talking about those words that you know together. It was very interesting when I went to Indiana State. I had a friend of mine, Suda Soichiro-san, and he was from Japan and wanted to learn
I was
English.
going to guess Brazil.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I
Keep
thought
going.
you were. He wanted to work on English. I wanted to learn Japanese. Neither of us really knew the other language at all, but we both knew Spanish.
Nice.
So literally we would have conversations about how do you say this and what's the sentence structure and how does this work in Spanish, and then he would say it in English, I would say it in Japanese, and we would correct each other in Spanish. And it was really interesting because we'd sit at the Hardee's on 3rd Street in Terre Haute, and we'd have these conversations, these long conversations in Spanish and then Japanese and English, and people would be just, they'd watch us like, wait, what the heck is going on here?
Speak American.
Well,
Yeah.
that goes back to like the setting up the dictionary. I mean, when you've got something as simple as bread and cake, and in one culture, something that we would call bread, they would call cake because it's got yeast in it. Whereas it's not bread unless it's flat
Right.
and crispy.
Right. Or it's a biscuit.
Yeah.
Or is it a cookie?
Right. That's,
Yes.
Or is it a crisp?
No.
Right. Because you're like, wait, but it's but it's crispy cookie.
No, crisps are chips.
Yes.
And chips are fries.
Right. And little thin, crispy cookie, like shortbread cookies are biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
And larger biscuits are scones, but biscuits aren't biscuits.
At this point, we go back to Sesame Street.
There's
Right.
also muffins.
Right. Those are muffins. Exactly. And it's like, what the hell is... So, yeah, having the dictionary is fantastic, and I can't wait to find out about that when I'm not half dead. Because then I'll start to hopefully... Is it phonetic dictionary?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! That makes it easier for the rest of us. But no, it's that shared language. So for a semester, we would
But it's
speak
phonetic
Spanish.
by her.
Yay! This
It's
is
like,
gonna
I
be
can read
great.
it then. No.
No. So we spent the entire semester speaking Spanish to learn Japanese and
clever.
English, and it was really interesting because, again, we couldn't speak at all, and it was frustrating until we realized, like, hablas español? Sí. And we were like, oh, this is so cool. And then it was really, really neat. And then we had a great time with it. It was fun. But we communicated finally.
Josh, you're having a whole different level of communication going on.
Yeah, mine's mostly nonverbal, as she probably smacks the hell out of me, I would think.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, just being real.
Not yet.
I mean, whatever.
Well,
Not yet.
this character is not what you would call
Well, no,
intelligent.
she's kind of training you with treats and
Yeah.
kind
It-
of like a pet.
It's amazing how
Yeah.
intergalactic gaps are very similar still.
I mean, she's shown how intelligent she is.
Wow. Wow. Yeah,
She's the
it's
one that's
pretty
getting
true.
everything
not going there.
organized,
Not going
Yes.
there.
I will say this, is that,
and she's got you well trained.
yes.
Just got to work on the house training part.
Yeah.
Really? I'm gonna,
Okay, is
gonna
it appropriate
I'm gonna
to
piss
ask
in
how
her
these
bunk
two
first.
women who agree on this define house trained?
not
It's a
fair.
concept.
It is.
Yeah.
But I will say this, is that I am excited to see how you are going to use that, because this character that I made is not intelligent. He's just like, he can point and say, this is what I call this. What do you call it? That's really about the gist. A lot of immersion needs to happen there. But with
A lot of
non...
immersion has happened.
Well, she's the comedian now? I like this.
All right. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
But no, just what you're going to do with nonverbal communication, as well as different forms of communication, I think will be very interesting and have an interesting twist.
Well, it helps because, one of the
The
problems
Cowboys
that
and
I'm
Indians.
having is that thus far only you and Kat have a personal life of any sort.
Yeah, baby. Oh. Wait.
I've got to dig into Cindy and Scott.
That's
Like
going to be a little bit difficult.
It will be. I'm sure.
especially
But-
with the history of the character.
But I want to see that exploitation happen, though.
There it is. Well, and it might be
Says
difficult
target
in
number
mine.
2.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I already took the first bullet. Somebody else's turn.
Nice. Well, and that was the thing is because eventually he asked me at one point, he's like, so Somerville looks at me and goes, so what about your family? And he went, I don't know, I'm career military. And he's like, well, but you could have a family. And I went, I don't know. No. Well, but you could have a family. And he kept leaning towards, but you should have a family and you should have a thing. And I'm like, I don't, whatever. It was kind of like the equipment list. He kept on me and on me. And finally I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have a
Well,
cat?
it's
I
something
couldn't
that
tell
you
you.
need to think about.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I
You
don't.
need
No,
to know
he's-
about
he's
your
fine
character.
with it.
Character depth,
He's-
Scott.
I don't
He's
have
single.
a family. I'm single.
Yeah.
I'm a
He's
bachelor.
got a gerbil
I'm
that's currently being cared for by his third cousin.
Are you an orphan?
No.
It's
you
okay.
have parents?
Yeah.
Okay. Do
My
you
father
have
passed
brothers,
away a while.
siblings?
No, only child.
Okay.
No.
Cousins?
No,
Haven't
and
thought that
actually
far.
that's fine
Wow.
because a lack of family tells a story in of itself.
True.
Sure.
And I'm waiting for Josh and Scott for the studio audience. They both have what is colloquially known as a rack, which is their ribbons and
Yeah.
medals.
See,
Which
now
will-
why is it the woman that laughs and I'm going to get in trouble for this?
Because she's waiting for us to get groped.
Because it's a new and enlightened culture.
Because we need to have a
Alright.
serious discussion about phrasing.
No, it's called a
It's all
rack. That's what the
communication.
thing. It's the little. It's the
It's
thing.
called a rack.
It's right here.
It is their ribbons and medals, and it sort of tells a lot about their history,
Yeah.
which I'm particularly hoping Josh is going to start looking into.
What?
Read. Pay
Okay,
attention to.
I got it.
Well, I mean, take a quick look. I mean, and
Do you want me to just read what
Yes.
I have?
Oh,
on
yes,
there?
please.
well, start at the top.
Well, yeah. Do I have to read the ones that have zeros, though? Because those don't matter.
No, the way that reads is you've achieved it once. A number beyond it means you've achieved it more than once.
I know
Okay.
Scott has been in the active military. Has anyone else?
I have not.
Nobody
I-
here.
no.
So, you know,
JROTC is my only claim, and that's
that's why
way-
I'm kind of dragging this one out a little bit. So, you know, that's what a rack is. It's their ribbons and medals.
Mm-hmm.
It very much tells a story about who that person is professionally.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, Josh has at the top of his rack been awarded the
Purple Heart.
yes. So that tells us
How many
something
times?
about
Just one.
So it has a zero by it.
That's
So
what
just-
I. That's
just
what I
one.
took.
Yes.
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 See, I can learn.
See.
So that tells us something, you know, if you're in the military, you see that. It tells you, you know, this person's been in combat, they have been wounded, so they've been in an active combat zone. There's a story there.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
you look at what you've got, and it kind of tells us about your professional life. So that's something you can kind of dig into.
Nice.
So that's sort of
metal?
non-verbal communication.
Very true.
metal.
Pardon me?
Any metal.
Does he have any medals?
Metals, yes.
Metals like bronze, silver.
Do you want us
no.
to go over this? Like,
No,
on-
no,
on-
no, no. That's
okay.
not necessary.
Oh, right. Okay.
But yeah,
Don't ask,
We
don't
will-
tell.
it's
We will
another
post it up
form
on
of
the. We will post it up on the
communication,
net.
storytelling.
It
and
is
It's pictorial
Yes.
instead of written.
very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're now just reading.
Pictograms.
You're reading down, and you went.
Yeah, but the
did.
reason I kind of segued into that is Scott has one. He doesn't have a background as far as a married life or family that he's dug into, but he has something to explore. Josh more so, you more so, I'm sure, and we're gonna kind of have to really explore that. Kat is married, so we've got some background there that is ripe for being drawn into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
But I've kind of diverged too much, so communication. Kat, what are you seeing?
There is no too much on Behind the Masks.
In regards
Go.
to
Anything, good, bad, indifferent, observations, things that make you go, hmm.
God, don't do that.
No, she's told them she's married.
no things that make me go or every time Josh opens his mouth.
I
Oh, kidding. Love you.
know. Go to hell.
Soon enough. Soon enough. I'm driving the party bus. Come on, you can't leave without me.
As long as you're driving.
Can't guarantee we'll get there in one piece, but
I'd do a Deliverance joke, but he probably hasn't seen that movie either.
I have too.
Oh.
Now, have you actually seen the movie, or did you just know the music?
No.
Have you seen the movie or have you just seen the memes?
No, I've seen the movie.
He's just seen the memes.
He hasn't seen those.
And the memes he's seen have been sort of swampy, kind of maybe
What's this thing about pigs? Why do they
Trees.
squeal so much? Stop it.
right trees and banjo music. There hasn't actually been anyone in the
Similar
memes.
to the reason why sheep pastures and whales back up to cliffs.
Agreed.
There you go.
What?
Whales back up to cliffs
No, sheep pastures and whales.
in Wales. Okay.
Yeah.
All I heard was that's why sheep pastures and whales back up to cliffs, and I went, okay, I know why sheep do it, but I never heard the whales one.
My mother plays
Maybe
the
I need to
banjo
be closer
too.
to
That's
the- to
creepy.
the
I don't
mic.
know. It could be. I don't know. It's a communication issue. See, there
Maybe.
it is. And my brain my brain will fill in the words that it didn't hear with words that might have fit for the sound, and they don't ever match.
No, clearly not.
No.
No.
So communication.
Getting there.
Getting there.
Sometimes I feel like it's easier to communicate with the people in Abydos than with certain others in the party.
Why is
But
that?
Yeah, why is that? Yes,
they
let's
listen.
explore that.
They listen.
They listen. Because they think you might be a god, and you were going to portray that at one point in time, and none of us bought it. I was
well,
trying
none of
to
you shut
sell
it down either.
I was trying to sell it. I was trying to be like, yes, lean on that gas pedal. And there was hesitance there, is what that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, trying to communicate concepts in a language that I'm still learning is
Hard communication.
interesting.
Huh? Yeah.
interesting. We'll go with that word.
Nice.
Sometimes in the Chinese sense.
But it should be easier to communicate with us.
Yeah, but you say it's not easy to communicate with some members of the party. Why is that? And you look
Josh.
definitely over at Scott
Scott.
and Josh. The
Yeah.
military.
The military.
Yeah, I think it's that military disconnect that kind of comes in between us.
We are short, sweet, to the point. That's just like there's.
No,
you should
are.
stick
The
with
truth-
you should
the
stick
truth will
with
guide
sweet
you.
and to the point. Don't
Yeah.
don't sell yourself as
maybe-
short.
Yeah,
you
short and to the
maybe,
point.
him.
Sometimes
no.
not sweet, which makes it hard to.
He's a commie bastard. I'm just telling you with
Interpret.
me.
How did I get labeled as communist?
Whatever. Shoot the reds.
So what problems are you seeing with the military members of the party?
So far, it's mainly just been trying to
You could say it. It's
tone
okay.
down and communicate their requests
Yeah, I
to,
can see
to
that. It's a
forms that are more acceptable.
I'll draw pictures.
Have I
Please
made
no.
any? Have I made any?
I can't draw.
Have I wanted anything conveyed that has really been outside of the lines? That has really needed to be like, oh God, I can't say that. Really?
I do remember feeling that at some point, a couple points, but I
Okay.
don't remember exactly what was
Fair enough.
what you wanted me to convey.
She talks about this feel. What is this feel?
What is this feeling? that which
Military,
speaks?
we don't feel, but okay. F-E-L, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Right.
Fell. Ong L.
That's why he's not the interpreter.
Yeah.
This guy's an idiot, but he loves everybody.
Couldn't tell.
Oh,
Forward
he's
elevated
lovable.
logistics. Did you get the manual on that one? I didn't get that one.
Acronym. That's
Feel,
what it
that's
was. That was the disconnect.
Right.
We are using the wrong acronyms.
Yeah, there it is.
Where's the manual?
We live in the land of TLAs, 3-letter acronyms.
Land of the
That's what
lost.
it's got to be.
Freaking alphabet soup.
Right? Right? Yes.
I couldn't open the can.
Although I really did like the idea, and while I didn't as a character, no. I didn't as a player like it, but the ironic would-be storyteller of me sat back and went, tee-hee-hee-hee, when I went, tell them we will face murder them all! And she went, I don't believe we'll snuggle as long as you liked.
Yeah, that's one of them.
that was good.
what?
That was
And I
one of them.
and I
What
was-
did you tell them? Exactly what you said.
And they all kind of
Impressive.
went, oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, I could understand how that's a point of view. Well, I know. And I was like, that didn't have face murder in it. What happened? Why did
Yeah.
what went wrong?
Absolute annihilation.
Yeah.
We will be upset.
We might not behave favorably to that. What? No. Force and power and
Yes.
no.
Yes. Let's
I,
talk.
I don't know the word for this.
Yeah. Well.
Hold on. Can you say what you just illustrated physically in the mic? That was awesome.
No.
That was. And
Ladies and gentlemen, you are missing out.
oh my God, that was communicative. That was
Imagine
communication right there.
The fist, her fist hitting the palm of her other fist and ramming it home.
and oh my.
This is what Kat communicated, and it was effective communication because we knew we were screwed if that happened.
right.
See, we didn't need words; we just needed that fist coming at us.
So.
I
So
digress.
at which point did when I was giving my like, did you not just go, Kasuf. And give him that one and be like, point at me, and then give him the whole fist plow, and then point at him, and then that would have right there. That's. There was none of that. What?
Common culturalisms with gestures, and I don't know if they carry over. And
Really? There's no
Yeah, well,
ambiguity to what you just did.
because we all understand what that means,
I love
Well, but they're human
They might
too.
not.
What?
they might have a different gesture for this.
A different
You
We
know,
haven't gotten to sign language yet.
What do we call this?
Tab A
We-
into slot B. It's not like there's,
what,
yet.
what do we call this?
Well, that's
Fisting.
not the same.
What do you call it? Oh yeah.
And then he's like the
Hey,
Abbott.
Troiano.
Yeah, well, Funzano. So, but at what point do you go? But at what point do you go, Muslim dude, lava? And he goes, tu salat.
Mazel
Then he goes, tu salat, fisting. And like, what? Oh, see, that is
Oh.
Two
universal.
different things.
Then I will know it is
Peace
universal.
and victory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not this.
Yeah, but neither
This
of
is
those.
this is
Something
French, is it
completely
not?
different.
French or English?
English.
Yeah.
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 Because
Don't
this
do
had to
that.
do with
Right.
archers or whatnot. I thought back.
Well, plucking
Goes back to
you.
the Battle of Agincourt?
I think
There
so.
you go. Plucking you.
No, I heard that from John
No,
Carlin.
no, no.
He's British.
No. Okay. So it has nothing to do with plucking you,
No.
because the U bowman would use this finger to pluck you.
Well, if you're
Anyway.
using an English longbow, you need more than one finger.
I know.
Oh, good.
That was that was the setup for pluck you. Anyway, yeah, exactly.
We're Americans, so we're lazy, so we just do one.
Right. So, but either way, I mean, that is the thing she did. Woo! I'm sure if you walk on two legs, are somewhat human in derivation, and engage in what Josh likes to call "and behind her" or "and in front of her" or whatever. I can't remember how that one went, but it was
It's okay.
glorious.
Keep going. Walk it off. Keep going.
Then that right there has universal meaning. I'm sure she would have, and they would have gone, "Whoa!" easy
Wedding
there,
is off.
Missy." Or on, depending.
Depending on how.
Is that a promise? Yeah, we're gonna do that, and that's how that works. It's a thing.
Freaks are present across the
'cause
galaxy.
They are, and I do have to say I'm surprised and impressed by her nonverbal communication. Because I was like, just like you, it was like, whoa, what did I just see? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you
It's like, you're
expect
gonna do
she's a
this or
cunning
else.
linguist?
Oh, I did not say. I would like it noted I did not say that first. Go ahead and say that again, Cindy.
Did you
I
just
already
call
said
Mo
it
a cunning
once.
linguist?
Of course I did.
I love you.
I would like it noted that I was not on the mic when that joke was made originally. I was
Probably
not
for
the
the best.
first person that said that, and it is not on me.
Duly noted.
Okay. Thank you very much. Because I was waiting for somebody. He's going to be a dick and get everybody in trouble. I did not do that. It was a wonderful thing. So when can
Are
we
we
be?
done
So
yet?
how do I dial up the communication?
We'll find out. I think that's a thing for roleplay.
Well, no. But how do? Well, okay.
Especially in combat.
Well, no.
Why? That would be my character.
Well, no. But when I'm wanting her to instead
Oh,
of
he likes that.
well, we'll perhaps wag a finger at you. That's not the same.
No.
It's all four fingers and a thumb.
By the way,
wagged in your duodenum.
We whoa. We've been together for like the equivalent of like what, a week in game time?
More or less. Yeah.
Yeah.
A week and a half.
So there's some feeling out.
Yeah.
There was no pun with that. There was no weird euphemism.
Yes, there was.
All right,
There always
was.
is.
You
Because it was this one. There was some
incorrigible.
There would be some feeling out.
Yeah.
That's terrible. It's
Yeah, we
horrible.
forgot the KY.
No umbrellas.
Oh.
We just lost a listener. I know we did. I know. They all visualized it. They saw it coming. They ran. That's it.
Oh, if we had video, they wouldn't need to visualize it. Just
There
need to
is a
see your
video
reaction.
somewhere. That's why they hate us.
They would just need to see your reaction. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
It's just like, oh, I saw this in Caligula.
yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, have you seen that one?
Yes, I own. No, I do.
Now we're talking to personal
It's in his
library.
private collection.
That's- I was just going to say, stay away from the private collection. Don't go. No.
No.
Don't feed the animals. Oh.
It's the restricted section.
He's got a little
He couldn't even spell that.
thing slides over in his movie thing. You got to go around back. The curtain.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
I expect this from these ladies, not from you.
I don't expect any of that from these ladies.
This is why I can't have nice
You
things.
don't know us well, Scott.
Well, okay, that takes us all the way back to the difference between female gamers and guy gamers.
Yes. So
There-
expound. Tell
There
us.
isn't that much.
No,
Well-
we're just as dirty-minded as you are.
Well, and that's
Hey, that's
We just
awesome.
don't get as embarrassed about it as you do.
Is that what just happened here?
Yeah.
Really?
How? Okay.
I just wanted to
What?
yell.
Where?
So okay. I'm at a loss. Go on. Talk about that again.
Scott Triano is
Okay.
speechless.
We made the joke. You
Yes.
guys got all ooh.
Well, because in today's day and age,
overreacting
let's
and
talk
backing
about.
off.
For those
Right.
of those at home, Cindy raised her hands above her head while she said, "Ooh." This is effective communication.
So
You guys
female
got
gamers
embarrassed
versus
about it. We
well,
just
because-
go for the throat.
okay,
I
and
could see that. That's actually, I could see that.
The whole gag reflex thing, you know.
Guys like to poke and whatever and blah, blah, blah.
well, but we get. Oh,
What?
there was a high five on
Hey,
that side of the
a
table.
gag reflex is a compliment.
That's why she didn't choke on her Coke.
You sons of bitches. Oh, Jesus.
Scott, your
So-
look right now is just, it's priceless.
because
They do go for the throat.
right,
Yeah,
yeah, and that's something that I need to learn to accommodate
Deep
Better.
throat. Yeah, deep throat.
from from the standpoint of, because especially given there's Gamergate and there's when
Don't
male
talk with
when male gamers are to any female gamer that should be involved, with the understanding of, well, gee, I can't throw out sexist jokes because then I'm being that guy. I can't be over dominating and sexual at the same time because then I'm going to cross a line and either berate, make fun of, or somehow alienate the female gamer. So from a guy's standpoint, I got to be real sensitive to that, or do I?
Yes. No. It depends.
There's a line between being humorous and being serious.
And there's also a difference between doing it to a woman that you don't know
Agreed.
and
Yeah.
are just assuming,
So let me ask
Is
this from a communication
X or Y,
standpoint. So
or a female that you know, and you know the kind of person she is.
And not assume.
Yeah.
Right.
And that
You know what happens
that
when you assume.
it's
So-
okay.
when you make an assumption, you make an ass of you and umption.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
So the question becomes then, because then from a communication standpoint, and it takes on a whole new level of sleaze when that person is trying to be familiar with that line, but is also that creepy guy who wants to hit on you. Right? Yes?
We just tell that guy where to shove it.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
Might
Or we
turn
just
him
say
on
no.
more.
That is true. You gotta be careful with that one.
What happened?
Yeah.
That might turn him on more.
If we tell him where to shove it.
Yeah, but there's this whole thing going on with the female half the room. For instance, that look on your faces with, oh, Josh is nearly domesticated now. We can,
Oh, let's call him Garfield. What the hell?
He might start wiping off the seat when he's done. Oh my god.
Okay, see, that's
No.
the exact opposite
I
of
said
the
might.
Gamergate. That's the female gamers kind of turning the tables and how do I want to say that? Basically subjugating you guys. Oh, they're domesticated, as opposed to, oh, look at that chick in the shirt from a guy,
Right,
or skirt from a
right.
guy.
Right. So let me ask you this.
So
Do
I'm
you guys
not
lie in wait?
communicating very, very well here.
Is that how this is? Do you guys, you ladies, the females, who are willing to be, cutthroat and the whole thing, with an understanding that there are guys out there who won't want to skirt, you're going to wait for them just to get close to that line and then go, and just, is that like, well, I'm going to lay out, and then we're going to ambush this, and we're going to either be raunchy or sexual or willing to throw it out and wait for the reaction of, oh my gosh, I'm deer in the headlights, and then relish the thought of, look at the little boy, he just knows nothing over there. We've completely blown him off.
I
the
mean,
table.
that reaction is pretty priceless, and I think I speak for both of us when I say we savor it when it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have
like
to
that.
agree to that.
Yeah, but at least for me, I I will give people the benefit of the doubt until they come to that line and cross it, and I'm like, hold on,
Right.
let me set you straight.
The other thing is,
And then it's no longer fun time communication. It's two to the face.
You done effed
communication.
up, buddy.
And there it is. Very good.
the other thing is, I don't think it's done with hostility. At least
that
not
it
here.
is done with hostility.
That makes sense.
It being what?
This is the safe zone.
Joking.
Oh, okay. Just either I didn't know if you were talking
Yeah,
about one
circle
direction
of
you
versus
know,
the other.
sexual innuendos, not so innuendos,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
things
That's
like
true. Circle of trust sort
Um,
of stuff. We were joking about it, but it's
I'm
true.
sorry about your
Don't
shoulder.
touch me.
All right.
My wife
Circle
comes
of trust.
hit you.
So there it is.
that.
Circle
You know,
of trust. He
it's not
flinches
done
every
with
time.
maliciousness.
Right.
You know, if I had said something to Josh like,
Oh no. I was like, wait.
Ooh, I'm waiting. Let's do
Be
this.
prepared. Get ready to edit this. I was ready. I'm like, edit button. Oh, I'm sorry.
instead of, oh, your wife has you really well trained, I could just say,
Fair
oh,
enough.
she totally has you pussy whipped.
Exactly.
Good. I had an app to make
And
that
it's the look on the
sound.
face
Yeah.
that
And
Is it
then
the one that makes a sound when you
makes
shake the
it
phone?
whoosh.
Yes, it goes.
Yeah.
And it's just.
And then that's fighting words. I'm going to get the Vegemite out of the fridge.
I'll
That's
close the door now.
Yeah.
right.
You're not getting out.
That stuff took years off my
But
life.
it's the facial expression as well that communicates intent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the facial expression you two shared. Looking over at Josh was like,
But yeah,
he's
Vegemite's
married now, and they look at each other kind
What?
It's that whole female intuition.
I guess.
Well, and it's almost like a hive mind because he's married. They looked over. They looked at her. She looked back at them like, hey, I know, right? And it went, wait, what?
Some things
What
truly
just
are
happened?
universal.
Yeah, thank you. And then so I'm going, wait, what just happened? How did I?
Yeah.
Don't
And
worry
I'm
about
over
it.
here going, Red just got screwed, and not in the good way.
But-
Like in
Well, that
addition to the
too.
good way.
But here's the thing: is I think there's going to be some interesting comic relief with that. But I think that there's going to be some seriousness and some substance that'll come from that role play, which
Yes.
I have no idea what you're going to do with, which scares the living hell out of me and everyone at this table. By the way,
From what I see, from what I've seen so far, is
of, oh, I have something
so far you
sadistic
have
and
proven
awful.
yourself to be a keeper.
What?
Okay.
He has or has not?
what?
But she has ambition.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She has a lot of ambition. So
Well, let me
that's something that you're
I
going
need-
to
can
have
I-
to.
let me say one thing,
Okay,
and then
sorry.
you one
Go
thing
ahead.
is that this guy has a sense of humor. He's not the brightest bulb, but reading off, and I laminated this because I would lose it otherwise. But like 3 things that he doesn't like the first thing on there is violence against women and children. The other is the
Oh, that's
abuse,
good.
abuse of power. So he is a stand-up guy, and he will only, he can laugh and joke, but he's really about protecting those that are his friends and around him. And you guys haven't really been able to see that yet. So when that rears its angry head, it'll
Have
be
you
interesting.
ever watched Bones?
Yes. Yeah.
Julie Booth.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's like you guys haven't been able to see that, so that'll be an interesting side.
Yes.
Okay, so now I have to ask the question because and this is the headspace between the male gamer and the female gamer. When he walked out, you're married. The first place I went to was, well, here's a potential story of the objectification of a woman from another culture and how she is used as an object. Like, she was sent in originally, like, go please the men. Like, let's take care of this here. And what I just heard from you was she's
Ambitious.
so this was not the poor young thing was sent in to just be used like an object. It was, she wants to climb the ladder here. That was not the first place I went to.
No, within 10 minutes you saw, that poor Air Force soldier. It's just like, that he's in for it. If
And
you
how
didn't-
did that start? I'm curious.
How did what start?
How did that perception start?
Um,
I mean, I know where I'm going with it, and yet I'm not sure what kind of nonverbal clues I'm giving out.
And that's what he's asking. He's like, how did the cat get let out of the bag? because
aside from me knowing you for 20, 30 years?
Aside from that,
Fair enough.
Okay.
no. What have I said or done that has kind of given away this is going somewhere?
For one thing, the way that she took over getting everything organized
ooh,
for
the
him.
caravan.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a dead giveaway.
Because she has a strength to her. It doesn't matter, we can't speak the same language, but she's a strong woman, which scares the hell out of this character. Because he's like, what happens in Abydos stays in Abydos. Or ST did not think that, and we're going to have an interesting ride because of it.
And you brought
the way
you brought
she
her
holds
home.
herself,
Well, yeah.
the way that she's very self-aware, and she knows how to say yes, she knows how to say no.
Oh, yeah.
She knows how to say more.
She did.
Demeanor change
Mm-hmm.
after the
Yeah,
the
it's
marriage. She became there was a status shift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, have you
in-
picked up
in
on
where
who
she
she
was.
is?
Red's wife. I'm sad for the girl.
Aside
Red-
from that,
No,
Red, no.
I got no.
She's a bigwig.
Priest's daughter. That's all I got.
Oh, the priest. Is that the priest's daughter?
Yeah, I thought
Yes.
Is that who
so.
that was? Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, did he get it right? Yay! That's all I had.
Now there are potentially 3 people banging their heads against the table as the military-minded
What?
males on this side go, I don't know. We're just going to blunder through it
Yeah.
until, did I hit the right button? Hit the button with a hammer.
And being
Well, Red hit the right
being
button with somebody.
such,
We couldn't do that. It wasn't in the
She's
equipment
born-
we brought.
and probably raised to power,
Yeah.
to knowing what it is,
Huh?
knowing what it's good to be used for, knowing how to use it,
You are in trouble, sir.
and knowing how to
Oh, yeah.
set goals and achieve them with it.
Hey, but this is what I said though. Like the first episode, I believe. I think we're talking to General Hammond, just saying, God, country, family. After that, doesn't matter. Those are the 3 things when we were standing up around the table. So, she's a priest. She's a priestess. Whatever. So I will accommodate.
There
I
you
did
go.
tell you the story about the Filipino headhunter, didn't I?
What? No. They have headhunters in the Philippines?
They used to.
Oh, until they
Good
ran out
friend
of
of
heads?
mine was based in the Philippines, married a native.
Okay.
Her grandfather was a headhunter.
It's terrifying.
Very interesting description of his married life.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So
As in, not to fill a corporate vacancy? Not that kind
take
of
it
headhunter?
as you will,
Okay. All
but a
right.
very directive woman.
No doubt.
could see
Wait. Is that the subject for my wife? I guess is my main
The
question.
basis.
Yeah.
The inspiration.
Yeah. Those 2.
Yeah.
My thesaurus is broken. I'm
That
sorry.
look on his face
Yeah,
right
actually.
now says yes. You poor
Good
man.
for you, Scott.
He married me off to a frickin' priestess headhunter. That's what he just told me.
Have fun.
I don't.
awesome.
I
You're a
don't.
warrior.
I don't use that body part anyway.
Hey.
That's recorded.
Oh,
Joshua, your character's a warrior. He should
Not
be
when I
thrilled.
sleep.
whoa.
She's
No, she's your wife.
protecting your
She's
head
gonna, I
when
was going
you're
to say she's
asleep.
going to protect you. It'll be fine. No, and you don't. What? You don't use the appendage from your shoulders up. That's not my fault. We trained you better than that.
He tried.
That's all good. Yay! How did we get into mistaken euphemisms for the term head? How did we get that far astray? Okay, all right, I did that.
Cindy is pointing at Scott Troiano.
See,
It's all his fault.
we just started effective communication.
So communications. Before, as we're starting to wind down, I'm going to direct the studio audience back one more time. If you've not seen it or not heard of it, dig into Tony Robinson. Great guy, fantastic actor. You might know him from The Blackadder. You might know him as the orator for the Discworld novels.
Yep, the narrator. Yep.
Also, walking through history, a number of other specials, Time Team, but recently on YouTube, a special called Gods and Monsters, Volume 5 Gods, because the thing that he's gone through, by the way, has anybody at the table seen it?
Yes.
Okay, we've got one. This is going to really bite you people, particularly you,
Why? Why am I the target of your ire? This is not good.
because of the nature of your character.
All right.
And what this is, and this is going to be very much hinging on communication, is Tony Robinson dug through, various things like witches, monsters, gods, over history in England, and there's been a tremendous change in the way people have related to deities over the last several thousand years.
Oh,
The
agreed.
way people look at them. And you just cut me out. The implicit relationship that they have with their deity. So, yeah, when I saw this, I'm like, okay, that's what I need to be shooting for.
Okay.
This modern Judeo-Christian concept of, okay, that's how I relate with God, doesn't work here.
No.
So, consider it homework.
Okay.
And it's educational and it's entertaining. And, yeah, I'm going to be using this one with, the big pliers and the sledgehammer.
Oh, so this is the old
yeah.
the Old Testament God. Okay.
No, not even that.
Okay.
And I'm
It's
cheerfully.
how you relate to them.
I'm certainly
Think
hoping
more
that the
Greek.
studio audience is not going to be able to spot where I blatantly steal plot lines from.
Well, and that's what he was saying, was he's going to borrow
although
heavily.
he hasn't seen Logan's Run.
I haven't even heard of it. What is it? It's a
Child.
movie.
So what Somerville is trying to say, Josh, is that
Yeah,
when
translate.
he borrows heavily from the source material, cough, cough, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, that's what he's... You haven't seen the movie, so you'll never see it coming.
I don't want spoilers, so this will be authentic.
So
and
are you at
genuine.
least going to let his palm light up?
That's good.
No, I'm not going to borrow from that one.
Yeah, I know, but that was for him to...
It's tempting, but no.
But that's where I was waiting for him to go, my palm lights up, and I'm like,
How
yeah, if you
about
keep
the
doing that,
book?
you're going to go blind.
But Gods and Monsters, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Who's that, me or you? Me. Okay. Excellent. We don't have to do that.
So,
All right.
so I cheerfully admit I'm going to be borrowing heavily from that one because that's not a plot so much as a perspective.
Oh, yeah.
And it's how people communicate and interrelate
Oh, yeah.
with these mystical beings. And that's what you're going to run into at a very base level.
Yay.
You haven't so much yet. You're dealing with a culture that's in shock. But as you start running into new cultures, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Well, then, all right, are we good? We wrapping up here?
I think so, and thank you very much for joining us for another episode of Behind the Masks.
And as always, you'll hear from us real soon. Bye. And that'll do us tonight for Gaming with Scott presents Behind the Masks, a Southgate Media production. You can always send us an email at gamingwscott@gmail.com or catch us on Twitter. Josh Elliott is at Asmodee369. Dan is at Malkware. Josh Jackson is at ActionJack853. And Rico is at R1CO. Or me, Scott T, at GamingWScott. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/GamingWScott. Remember, superfans, the more you share, the more we make. If you love what we do, share it with your friends. If you don't love what we do, please share it with us. This show will only be made better by listener participation. Send us email or comments on Facebook, or send us a tweet of the things you would like us to discuss. We promise we will get your comments and topics on the air. And as always, you'll hear from us real soon.